Welcome into the Friday Night Blitz. We're in the quarterfinal round tonight with 6 teams from our area still on the path to Tuscaloosa. Tonight, we start in Class 6A, where we've got 3 teams playing: Saraland, Spanish Fort, and Blunt. And as you can see, Spanish Fort and Blunt are those 2 teams that are playing each other, and we're headed out to Spanish Fort first as they're hosting Blunt over on the hill. The Toros hosting the Leopards tonight. Round 1 went to the Toros with a 14-10 win early on in the season. But this is playoffs, and this is the Troy commit, Jairus Williams, on the run. He's going to find the corner, and he's into the end zone. Early touchdown there for the Leopards. Toros on the next drive. Brendan Bird is going to roll to his left, and we're going to play our favorite game here. How did he get so wide open? Mario Montgomery is going to walk into the end zone. Spanish Fort on the board, 7-7. Blunt's turn now. Jairus Williams is going to take the run here on the draw play. He finds a hole, and I think Troy's going to be pretty happy with Williams next year. He is gone. Huge run, puts Blunt back on top. The Toros, they're going to try to respond here. Brendan Bird's pass is going to go off Montgomery's hands into the air. It looks like it's a catch. It's a mad scramble, but ultimately it's ruled an incompletion. Blunt, though, holds the Toros off the board, but in the second half, Spanish Fort pulled away at the end, though. The Toros win 24-14. Now, we're going to head to Saraland, where they are hosting Opelika in its quarterfinal matchup. Saraland QB Carson Green is going to roll out here. As we finally see him, he's going to roll out. He's looking, and he's going to find Torrente Hinton for a nice gain. He finally gets dragged out of bounds. Couple plays later, it's Amarion Crawford, and he's going to power into the end zone for the game's first score. Spartans back at it again. It's Crawford again. He's going to get the handoff, and check out the moves that Amarion Crawford's got. Just making guys look ridiculous. He's finally going to make another move, and he finally gets tackled by a pack of Bulldogs. And then this time it's Green on the quick pass to Jerome York, and he's going to flash some speed. Look at the downfield blocks, and no one's there for Opelika. Spartans stretched the lead to 2 scores, and they wouldn't look back. Saraland, they roll tonight to a 46-27 win. So with those 2 games in the books, we've got 2 teams heading to the next round of playoffs. Saraland is going to take on Spanish Fort in a rematch. Spanish Fort won that game early on in the season, 24-21, so that's going to be a great game in Spanish Fort next week. Welcome into the final regular season week of the Friday Night Blitz. Yet again, we've had a week impacted by hurricanes here on the Gulf Coast, but tonight we have huge games in Class 7A for the final playoff spot in Region 1, and teams scrambling just to play one last game. But first, our Friday night rivals battle in Baldwin County. It's the Trojans and the Toros, a bitter rivalry between cross I-10 rivals. Last year, Daphne manhandled Spanish Fort on the field, but 4 days later, the Trojans forfeited that game. The Toros ended up making the playoffs and went all the way to state. The Trojans, they stayed at home. Tonight, the 2 teams are in different classifications, but the bitterness is still there. Just look at the banner for the home team. Spanish Fort hasn't forgotten what happened last year. Let's go to the middle of the second quarter here. It's going to be Trojan linebacker Cade Reynolds right up the middle. He's going to knock the ball free. It's going to bobble around like it's a pinball until the big man Johnny Perdue picks it up and takes it all the way down to the 1. Love the hustle. Trojans would score the next play. Later in the second, Toros quarterback Brendan Bird pitches it to Zakiah Hickson, who makes a move, and he's in the end zone. The tie ball game at the half. Trojans get the ball to start the third. They drive it down the field. This is Mr. Battle capping it off with a great touchdown run. Daphne takes the lead early in the third. To the fourth now. Spanish Fort quarterback. They're trying to answer. Bird's going to throw it, but Midnight Stewart gets it off the guy's foot and takes it all the way back for the score. Let's take another look at this one. The receiver falls. It goes off his foot, and I believe they might call this the kick 6. And Stewart gets it off the bounce. Heads up play. Trojans take the 21-7 lead, and that's all they would need. Daphne wins its 6th game in a row over the Toros. Miguel Tulin finishing up its regular season with Dothan tonight over at the Lip. After a Yellow Jacket turnover, running back Isarius Macon goes to work, beats everyone to the sideline, and then cuts it upfield for a nice gain all the way down inside the 10. Next play, it's Bauer Sharp on the quarterback draw. He's going to fight off a tackle here. He lunges into the end zone, fumbles, but the refs say he crossed the goal line. Wolves lead 7-0. Yellow Jackets answer. Spencer Arsenault says, I can run it in as well. Touchdown, Jackets miss the extra point. Arsenault this time showing off the arm. Finds Tennessee commit Jordan Mosley behind the defense, and that's just an easy touchdown. And how about the legs again from Mr. Arsenault? Just makes this one look easy. Look at the stride here down the sideline. Arsenault is going to take it all the way inside the 10-yard line. That's a 48-yard run at the end of the half. Trey Inge, he does the rest, takes it right up the middle. Yellow Jackets lead 27-7 at half, and they roll over the Wolves 35-7. Before we get to our next game, we're going to take you back to the year 1995. Here's a slice of what life was like. The Braves, well, they won the World Series. The first Toy Story movie came out to theaters. Hootie and the Blowfish won the Best New Artist at the Grammys, and Braveheart was the Best Picture. And, well, the Robertsdale Bears, they started the season 3-0. Flash forward to 2020. It hasn't been the brightest year for everybody, but don't tell that to the Bears. ESPN's first high school game of the year. If you caught it, you may have heard a familiar voice in Cole Kubelik. The former Auburn big man was on the call tonight in Spanish Fort. Earlier this week, I asked him to break down this matchup.
You've got multiple Power 5 commits on both of these teams. I think you're going to have more Power 5 commits and signees even down the road once they begin to play. So I'm excited to see it.
Tonight's game with Gulf Shores was canceled earlier this week. Spanish Fort went into search mode, landing with Park Crossing out of Montgomery, a team they faced last year in the playoffs and defeated. Earlier this week, though, Thunderbird starting quarterback Keandre Hope died after being involved in an ATV accident over last weekend. Well, tonight the Toros honored Hope on the field and at the gate, as you can see here, painting his initials and his number at midfield and collecting money for his family at the field and also online. Many fans came down to Montgomery to be with the team tonight. Obviously a very, very emotional night for them. High school action keeps rolling this weekend and even into Monday. St. Michael will play Alberta tomorrow morning starting at 11 o'clock. Baldwin County and Spanish Fort will make up their game from last week at noon, and Robertsdale and Gulf Shores will also make up their Week 5 game Monday night. Foley also goes to Daphne Monday night. There are 3 other games from this week that have been pushed back. Baldwin County, Foley, Red Level, Orange Beach, and Satsuma and Robertsdale have all at least been postponed. Tonight we bring back the play of the week, and boy did we have a tough time picking from some amazing highlights from tonight, but there's no doubt we picked a winner. Back to the Citronelle game, we can't get over this double pass here. It's just incredibly executed. He even makes a guy miss, and then Jerika Benjamin, what a grab. Since 2017 and the first as region opponents since 2014. We're going to fly to the fourth quarter here. Blunt is going to be down 14-7. Quarterback Melvin Williams is going to take the deep shot, and he's going to find Armani Diamond. Comes down with the amazing grab. Take another look at it. Diamond is going to have the awareness to keep his toe down while holding onto the ball. Amazing catch, ties up at 14. Later in the game, we're going to be close to halftime here. The Wolves deep in their own territory. The Lions aren't just playing lights out. Stay with me here. One by one, the lights went out at Lad Peoples Stadium. Look at this complete darkness in the stadium. Don't adjust your set. The game was delayed for almost 20 minutes as the power was finally restored across the area. Over to Baker now. The Hornets hosting Murphy on their senior night. Here's Christopher Earhart with his parents getting recognized. Meanwhile, Murphy trying to get back on track after dropping their last 3 games. Welcome back in Class 5A. Things, they're a little bit simpler heading into the final 2 weeks. St. Paul's, they rolled to a 5-0 record into the regular season. Faith Academy, UMS Wright, and Satsuma all come in 2, 3, and 4. With the region wrapped up, St. Paul's, they hosted LaFleur tonight. Back into the groove of things tonight, as many of us here on the Gulf Coast are still cleaning up from Hurricane Sally. Mobile County with a lot of big games tonight, including the 89th meeting of Murphy and Miguel Tulin in the first without Peyton the Cannon. Over in Baldwin County, Bayside Academy looking to get back on track with their second game of the week. Before we get to that, let's get started with our Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, sponsored by Mullinex Ford. The defending state champion UMS Wright hosting top 5 Class 3A TR Miller. No easy task for the Tigers, who are also playing their second game in 5 days after knocking off Bayside on Monday. Late in the first here, Bulldog ball, quarterback Trey Singleton going to dump it off to his main man, Cole Blaylock, and this is just way too easy. Touchdown gives UMS a 13-6 lead. To the second quarter we go now. Bulldogs in the red zone again. He's going to float it out, and he finds his man Colby Stafford. This time, it's the same result on the other end of the field. Bulldogs extend their lead to 21-6. We're going to get to the very first play of the next possession for the TR Miller. The Tigers quarterback Blake Jernigan is going to hand it off to Mr. Webb. This is Darius Webb. He's going to make a man miss, and you're not going to catch him. 80 yards later, the Tigers get back on the board, but TR Miller would not get another chance though in this game. The Bulldogs hold off the Tigers 21-12. Coach Terry Curtis says it felt even closer than that all game long.
Man, you got to give them all the credit in the world. We knew what it was going to be like. That's the reason they're probably in the. I know they're in the top 10 in the history of football for wins, and all the tradition they got. And those guys showed it tonight. And Brent Hubbard's going to do a great job, and it won't be long before they win a championship.
Miguel Tulin hosting Murphy in the 89th meeting of this series. Yellow Jackets winner of 5 straight in the series. Backup quarterback Freddie Davis, he's not rattled. He throws a pretty ball here. He's going to drop it right into Jordan Mosley for the game's first touchdown. And you can jump around, Yellow Jacket fans. Let's get rowdy. Yellow Jackets back at it. Smith is going to find Mosley again, this time on a quick pass. And he's going to do the rest after making a guy miss. Turns on the Jets, but just gets tripped up before the big gain. They waste little time after the big play. He's going to hand it off here. We're going to finally find the little guy. This is Braylon McReynolds as he walks into the end zone. 13-0 Yellow Jackets. Murphy trying to get something going in this game here. This is running back Theris Wheeler on the run, but meet Connor Blake. Boom! Blake with the big hit. Smith this time on the play fake. This is a converted linebacker, everybody. Look at the touch. He's going to find Anthony Eager for the huge gain for the Yellow Jackets. And we're back to the Mosley show here. Jordan Mosley on the quick slant. Touchdown. Yellow Jackets lead 20-0 in the first half. Miguel adds an insurance touchdown to it. Wins 27A game of the night. Takes us to Baldwin County as Daphne hosts Prattville tonight. Trent Battle with all the time in the world here and just slings it and finds Bryson Cleveland in the end zone. It's 27-19 Trojans at half. E.J. Ousley, though, for the Lions finds Xavier Smith, and Xavier Smith has got some wheels. He's gone. Touchdown. The Lions answer. They're only down 1. Trojans go back to work. This is a back-and-forth game as well. This is going to be Tyler Bradley on the handoff. He's going to hit the corner. He's got some speed, but that's Ian Jackson, the Alabama commit, with the hard hit. And Bradley, though, he's just fine because he gets the ball again, and he's going to take it wide. And he's going to dive into the end zone here. Makes it 34-26. Trent Battle and the Trojans, they keep their playoff run alive. They knock off Prattville tonight 42-33. So that sets up a battle between Daphne and Auburn next week.